as my son, Ethan, shuffled into the courtroom. His ex-wife, Vanessa, shot him a smug sneer, but when the judge spotted me entering behind him, he froze, muttering in disbelief, "What brings you here?" The room fell deathly silent. Vanessa and her haughty family exchanged panicked looks, their confidence unraveling. If you're watching this story, hit like, subscribe, and comment to tell me where you're tuning in from. I want to know how far this tale of justice has spread. The courtroom hushed as Judge Thomas Reed took his seat, his sharp eyes scanning the crowd. When they landed on Ethan, I saw a glimmer of sympathy, but it was me who made him pause, as if he'd seen a ghost from years past. I walked steadily to the defense table, setting down my worn leather satchel with a thud that echoed like a challenge. Sitting beside Ethan, I felt his trembling hand under mine. The silence was heavy, broken only by the clerk's pen scratching paper. Judge Reed leaned forward, his composure shaken, and whispered, "Why are you here?" The question cut through the room like a cold wind. Vanessa's brow furrowed with suspicion, her parents whispering nervously, their arrogance fading. Ethan raised his head, confusion in his eyes but a faint spark of hope flickering. My heart ached for him. He didn't know, none of them did, that I wasn't just his mother. In Chicago, I was once a name spoken with awe. Earlier that day, under a gray Chicago sky, I'd helped Ethan from the car, his steps unsteady on his cane, the weight of judgmental stares pressing down. The distant church bells tolled mournfully, each chime a grim reminder of the trial ahead. My satchel, its edges frayed from years of use, held more than papers. It carried our family's honor and fragile hope. Outside the courthouse, a crowd gathered, curious neighbors, reporters with flashing cameras, their murmurs buzzing like a restless swarm. "The Harper divorce," someone whispered. "It's going to be messy." Poor guy, my heart sank. But I kept my face stone cold, showing no weakness. Then a sleek black car screeched up, and Vanessa stepped out in a bold crimson dress, sunglasses hiding her eyes but not her triumphant smirk. Her family followed, heads high, as if victory was theirs. My stomach churned. They knew nothing of the sacrifices Ethan and I had endured, the sleepless nights to keep our family whole. I urged Ethan forward, his cane tapping the ground, each step a knife in my heart. I wanted to shield him from the pitying looks, but I could only grip my satchel and walk with forced calm. Inside, the courtroom smelled of old wood and tension. Vanessa sat at the defendant's table, legs crossed, her red heels clicking rhythmically, each tap a taunt. When Ethan struggled in, she whispered to her mother, loud enough for all to hear, "Look at him. Just a broken man." My blood boiled, but I bit my lip, holding back rage. Ethan's head bowed, his chest heaving, gripping his cane like a lifeline. My heart shattered seeing him, the boy I'd raised, who'd vowed to build us a home no one could take. Now, he was humiliated by the woman who swore to love him. Vanessa's lawyer, Patricia Wells, rose, slamming papers on the table. "We will prove Ethan Harper is unfit as a husband and father," she declared, her voice icy. Each word struck like a hammer. I wanted to shout that they were lying, that Ethan was still a man of dignity, but I stayed silent, waiting for my moment. Memories flooded back to brighter days, when our small home rang with laughter. I saw Ethan at 7, chasing a worn ball in the yard, singing songs I taught him. My husband, James, would watch from the porch, a quiet smile on his face. But that peace was fleeting. One night, as the scent of fresh-baked bread lingered, James set down his fork, his voice flat. "Eleanor, I'm leaving. I've found another life." I stood frozen. a spoon in my hand, as he grabbed a packed suitcase and left. Outside, a car waited, a wealthy woman's silhouette visible in the dim light. Ethan, then 10, watched from the doorway, his eyes wide as his father vanished. That night, I held him as he sobbed, promising we'd always have each other. I became his rock, hiding my pain to give him strength. The years that followed were relentless. Mornings meant early breakfasts and biking Ethan to school. Days were spent as a clerk, eyes on spreadsheets, hiding exhaustion. Nights I balanced books for local shops under a flickering lamp. During storms, Ethan and I shared a tattered umbrella, laughing through the rain. "We're tougher than this, right?" I'd say, and he'd nod, his smile my only warmth. I never told him about the nights. I skipped meals to pay for his medicine or school fees. When Ethan got his engineering scholarship, I wept with joy, but college costs loomed. I sold my wedding ring, the last relic of a broken marriage, to fund his dream. "Mom, you don't have to," he protested. But I insisted, "You'll do what I couldn't." He didn't disappoint, building a 2-story home on Chicago's edge. Handing me the keys, he said, "Mom, no one can take this from us," I cried, knowing I'd raised a man of strength. When Ethan married Vanessa, I thought our family was complete. She was warm, her smile bright, promising a future filled with grandchildren. I trusted her. But then came the accident, a fall at a construction site, a midnight call that shattered my world. I rushed to the hospital, finding Ethan bandaged, fragile. "I'm here, son," I whispered, holding his hand. Months of recovery followed, his legs never the same, reliant on a cane. The vibrant man I knew became a quiet shadow, his eyes heavy with grief. Our home, once alive with joy, grew silent. I turned the planned nursery into a downstairs bedroom for Ethan. Each change a stab to my heart. Vanessa played the caring wife at first, but her patience withered. One morning, Ethan, with a rare smile, asked to sit in the garden. I asked Vanessa to help. She snapped, "I'm busy. Can't he manage?" and stormed out. Ethan's face fell, and I pushed his wheelchair outside, hiding my pain with a forced smile. Family dinners became tense. I cooked Ethan's favorite dishes, hoping to spark joy. But Vanessa barely ate, muttering excuses. Once I overheard her on the phone, "Once we split the house, we'll have enough to start fresh." My heart stopped. The home Ethan built, our sanctuary, was her target. I held back, needing evidence, not just anger. Vanessa's simple dresses gave way to flashy outfits. Her nights out frequent, her excuses thin. Neighbors whispered of her with another man, laughing at a cafe. One night, Ethan groaned in pain, asking for a massage. Vanessa snapped, "I'm not your caretaker. Hire someone." His silence broke me. I wanted to confront her, but I knew I had to protect Ethan from more pain. One evening, I overheard Vanessa coaching our granddaughter, Emma, to lie in court. "Tell them your dad can't care for you. Say you don't want to live with a sick man." Emma's voice trembled. "I don't want to lie. Mom, I love Daddy." Vanessa's harsh reply chilled me. "Do it, or we'll lose everything. Do you want to live with your broke grandma and useless father?" Rage and sorrow surged, but I stepped back. Vowing to protect Emma and Ethan, I contacted Victor Hayes, a private investigator from my past. His smoky office, cluttered with files, felt like stepping back in time. "Eleanor, you're back," he said, surprised. I explained everything: Ethan's accident, Vanessa's betrayal, the divorce. Victor nodded. "I'll dig. But the truth might hurt." I braced myself, ready for whatever came. Days later, Victor handed me a folder in a quiet diner. Inside were photos of Vanessa with a slick man, arm in arm, leaving a high-end hotel. Marcus Tate, a property tycoon, Victor said. He funds her lifestyle dresses, dinners, trips. Thereafter Ethan's house. My hands shook, rage and pain mixing. While Ethan fought to walk, Vanessa plotted with this man. I asked Victor to keep digging, hiding the evidence from Ethan to spare him more heartbreak. At dinner, Vanessa suggested selling the house for a better apartment. I shot back, "This is Ethan's legacy, not yours to sell." Her eyes narrowed, but she said nothing. On the trial's first day, rain fell as I helped Ethan into the courthouse, his cane tapping heavily. Vanessa arrived in a dazzling green dress, her family loud and confident. In the courtroom, Patricia Wells argued Ethan's unfitness, demanding half the house. Vanessa sneered, "He's a burden. I deserve better." Ethan tried to protest, his voice breaking. "I'm still Emma's father." Her cruel laugh cut him down. I gripped my satchel, waiting. When the moment came, I stood, my voice steady. "I, Eleanor Harper, will represent my son, Ethan Harper." The room froze. Patricia's jaw dropped, Vanessa paled, and whispers spread. Judge Reed, stunned, asked, "Eleanor Harper, the Iron Advocate?" I nodded, "Your Honor, I've always fought for justice." The next hearing was electric. The room packed with reporters and locals drawn by the return of the Iron Advocate. I presented property deeds proving Ethan owned the house before marriage, untouchable by Vanessa. The clerk and judge confirmed their authenticity. Murmurs rippling through the crowd. Patricia tried to argue cohabitation laws, but I cut her off. The law protects premarital assets. Then, I played a recording of Vanessa pressuring Emma to lie. The room gasped as Emma's sobs echoed. "I love Daddy." Vanessa screamed it was fake, but her panic betrayed her. Emma took the stand, her voice clear, "I want to stay with Daddy and Grandma." Ethan wept, joy in his tears. Vanessa's accusations of my past, failure, a case lost to a bribed judge, only strengthened me. I revealed the truth. I left law to preserve my integrity, not from defeat. Judge Reed vouched for me, recalling my defense of him years ago. The room buzzed with awe. At the final hearing, Judge Reed's verdict was clear, divorce granted. House and custody of Emma to Ethan and me. Vanessa left with nothing but supervised visits. The crowd erupted. Ethan and Emma clung to me, tears of relief flowing. Vanessa's screams of appeal went ignored, her family slinking away in shame. Later, I learned Marcus had abandoned her, leaving her alone in a shabby apartment. We rebuilt our lives. Ethan grew stronger in therapy. Emma's laughter filled our home. One day, she wobbled in my old heels, declaring, "I'll be a lawyer like you, Grandma." Ethan smiled, his eyes bright with hope. I looked at our orange tree, its fruit glowing, and whispered, "Justice may pause, but it never fades." Our home, once a battleground, became our haven. I'd kept my promise to protect my family, proving that truth and love endure any storm. Names and places have been changed, but this story is a reminder how many mothers fight silently. Would you stay quiet or fight for your voice? Share your thoughts. Every story lights the way for others. Check out the end screen for more tales from our channel. Thank you for staying with me.